Sailing brought a whole wave of new content to the game, but one thing I keep seeing overlooked is the glow up of pre-existing ports. In this video, I'm going to rank every pre-existing port based on the updates Sailing brought to it. So join me for the good, bad, and ugly. Now, let's dock our boats. We're going to go in the order of Sailing unlocks in the port section of the skills tab. And just so we're clear, this video is not about mooring points. The wiki says that they're the same thing, but they're wrong. Ports have a variety of features that can be accessed, like salvaging stations and ship customizations, and mooring points do not. Even the skill guide disagrees with you, wiki. Let's start with Port Sarim unlocked at level 1 Sailing. Port Sarim offers almost all that a port can offer in terms of sailing. A shipwright to recover and customize boats, a notice board to pick up port tasks, salvaging station for cleaning salvage from shipwrecks, a deposit box for depositing salvage, a ledger table for picking up and dropping off cargo. So with all those amenities, what's not to love? While it's a great starting point for sailing, the noticeable distance from the gangplank to things like the notice board and salvaging station, and no bank for pulling out items for ship customization, makes it a great starting point for our rankings at a C tier. Middle of the road. Pandemonium unlocked at level 1 Sailing. This is what I'm calling our first fully loaded port, and also one of the 4 exceptions on the list to what were pre-existing ports before the release of Sailing, meaning it's a completely new port. It includes all the amenities that Port Sarim had plus some. A shipwright, a notice board, salvaging station and deposit box, ledger table, and a bank, and a crew registrar, which allows you to manage the crew members on your boat at level 40. Some other things the port includes is a pub and a fish shop. It's also a unique port in that it has a direct teleport option unlocked through the Sailor's Amulet. And while it is attached to an island with some useful resources, this video is about ranking the port dock itself, not the surrounding island. However, we will take into consideration any bank nearby, as its location does affect the usefulness of the shipwright to customize ships. And because of that, despite being a fully loaded port, Pandemonium's 51 tile distance from its bank to shipwright will be what keeps it from the S tier and into the A tier. Land's End unlocked at level 5 Sailing. As a shipwright, notice board, salvaging station, deposit box, and bank, but no crew registrar. However, with a low sailing level requirement and a fairly close teleport option with the Rod of Blessing unlocked from the Curran and Kevos achievement diary, it's a solid port early on. It also has the 3rd best bank to shipwright tile range of only 13. Beyond that, it's a fairly basic port and out of the way from early sailing level activity, so I'll give it a B. OSRS unlocked at level 5 Sailing, the first clunker on our list. No shipwright, no notice board. It does have a salvaging station and a ledger table, but no crew registrar. It has a bank nearby, but no shipwright, makes it almost pointless. It's small, it's lacking, and add the fact that it doesn't have access to charter ships that can transport you to a variety of other ports, it's our first F tier. Musa Point unlocked at level 10 Sailing. Shipwright, notice board, salvaging station, ledger table, but no crew registrar or bank and deposit box. While definitely a useful in-between port when first doing port tasks, the odd lack of deposit box with the salvaging station makes this a disappointing D tier. Port Piscarilius unlocked at level 15 Sailing. Has a shipwright, notice board, salvaging station, deposit box, and ledger table, but no crew registrar. Its proximity to some higher level sailing activities gives it some appeal, but the noticeable lack of bank being anywhere close makes it shipwright perk null and void. Port Piscarilius has always felt like such a hard to get to place, and Sailing didn't do it any favors. C tier. Remington unlocked at level 18 Sailing. Nothing but a salvaging station with no deposit box. Not even the fact that it's a decent way to get to Corsair Cove is enough to keep this lacking port out of the F tier. Catherby unlocked at level 20 Sailing. It has a shipwright, notice board, salvaging station, a deposit box and bank, ledger table, but no crew registrar. The bank is extremely close to the shipwright at just 15 tiles away. I found myself using this port quite a lot in my early sailing journey when upgrading my boat. The port itself is accessible via the charter boat system or a very convenient lunar spellbook teleport unlocked at 87 magic. In addition, a fun fact is that Catherby is home to the highest level crew member you can unlock at level 95 Sailing in Sailor Jacob. All of these things combined and what I believe is its importance in early sailing ship upgrading makes it my first S tier. I just want to take a moment to say thank you for watching today's video. If you're enjoying my rankings, a simple like or subscription would mean the world. It really helps the channel a lot, especially as we are inching closer to the unimaginable achievement of 1,000 subscribers. You guys are awesome. Enjoy the video. Brimhaven unlocked at level 25 sailing. Everything but a crew registrar and a deposit box. Not much going on here, and no deposit box hurts a lot. D tier. Ardoin unlocked at level 28 sailing. No shipwright, but it does have a notice board, a salvaging station, a deposit box, and ledger table. No crew registrar though. The port is compact and basic, but the extremely close RD teleport, and the fact that sometimes chickens walk onto the dock, gives it enough to barely slot it into the C tier. Port Khazard unlocked at level 30 sailing. It has everything but a crew registrar. It also has the second best bank to shipwright tile range of only 7 tiles. That's right, 7 tiles. In addition to that, it does have a convenient anvil nearby for any last minute keel or nail making. And with a minigame teleport or 78 lunar spell teleport, it's fairly accessible to most mid-game accounts. The bank proximity alone is enough to slot it in the S tier. Witchhaven unlocked at level 34 sailing. It has nothing. Nothing. No salvaging station, no notice board, nothing. F tier. Intrana unlocked at level 36 sailing. It only has a ledger table for delivering crates. However, combine that with the fact that Intrana has a no weapon armor restriction, only a niche sailing locked Iron Man would ever find themselves docking here. F tier. Civitas Ila Fortis, unlocked at 38 sailing. Definitely the first port that gets bonus points for how it looks. Wow, just look at this. Combine its aesthetics with the fact that it has every amenity minus a crew registrar. The port itself only lacks a closer teleport and a bank to utilize its shipwright. It should be noted that it is the closest port and thus quickest way to Port Roberts until you unlock the Sailor's Amulet. Beautiful and somewhat useful, but basic. B tier. Corsair Cove unlocked at level 40 sailing. Fully loaded minus the crew registrar. While not the quickest to get to, the port has great utility. It's a staple port for many as it's the closest port to the second Barracuda trial, the Jubbly Jive. It also has a fairly close bank to shipwright radius at only 17 tiles. I personally use this port quite a lot when I was doing the Jubbly Jive and leveling up mid-sailing, but something is keeping it just below an S tier for me. I'll put it in the A tier. Darn Isle unlocked at level 42 sailing. It only has a salvaging station and a ledger table. What you see is what you get. Small and pathetic. F tier. Sunset Coast unlocked at level 44 sailing. Just like the last one, it only has a salvaging station and a ledger table. However, it does have a lot more to offer. A helmet shop, a general store, and even a charter boat and the ship to Alderaan. It doesn't have much to offer in terms of sailing, but this cute dog here, Molossus, is enough to put it in the D tier. The Summer Shore unlocked at level 45 sailing. The second port unlocked through a sailing specific quest, and the second new port on the list. It has a notice board, a salvaging station, deposit box, and a ledger table. The fact that you can charter here is pretty nice, and it has a rowboat that can transport you to different sides of the giant Great Conch Island. Beyond that, it's pretty average, and surprisingly doesn't offer much despite being a new addition. C tier. Alderaan unlocked at level 46 sailing. It has a shipwright, a notice board, salvaging station, deposit box, and ledger table. The bank is noticeably far away at 83 tiles, but I would be remiss to not mention how close the POH portal is. I'm not sure what applications that could hold, but it seems like it could be specific for some niche use case scenario. That POH portal alone, being so close, is unique enough for me to put this in the C tier. Ruins of Unka unlocked at level 48 sailing. It has a notice board, salvaging station, deposit box, and bank, and ledger table. The port itself doesn't look like much, but what intrigues me is its closeness to some Barracuda shipwreck salvage. The bank is not too far away, and that actually makes banking the salvage somewhat viable. C tier? Void Knight Outpost, unlocked at level 50 sailing. It has everything but a shipwright and a crew registrar. The only thing it really has going for it though is how close it is to some pirate shipwreck salvaging down south. Beyond that, it's pretty underwhelming. D tier. Port Roberts, unlocked at level 50 sailing. This port is fully loaded. Along with a charter ship access and a direct teleport from the Sailor's Amulet, this is the third newly added port with the sailing skill. On its dock is a variety of shops and stalls that can be stolen from, including the newly added Cannonball stall. It has a general store, a pub, and a bank. This is a massive port with a lot to offer. However, a closer look reveals that the salvaging station and deposit box combo is pretty much unnecessary, as there's no salvaging areas in the near vicinity. Combine that with the fact that the bank is 18 tiles away from the shipwright, I feel like this port falls just under the S tier and into the A tier. Relica unlocked at level 62 sailing. It has a shipwright, notice board, salvaging station, and a ledger table. No nearby bank or deposit spot though. Definitely just one of those ports they just added a few stations and called it a day. The Viking boats are a nice aesthetic though, but it's still a D tier. Ecteria unlocked at level 65 sailing. No shipwright, but it does have a notice board, ledger table, salvaging station, and deposit box. So far, most of these level 60 plus ports leave much to be desired. They really are just checkpoints along the way and nothing more. D tier. Port Tyrus, unlocked at level 66 sailing. Not much going on here. It only has a notice board, salvaging station, and ledger table. It's noticeably missing a deposit box. However, the graphical update to the crystal waters, a charter ship, and the classic Tyrus guard standing guard at the end of the dock puts it at the bottom of the C tier for me. Deepfin Point unlocked at 67 sailing. A shipwright, a notice board, a salvaging station with very close bank deposit box, and a ledger table. It's the only Sailor's Amulet port teleport that did not get a crew registrar, which is odd. However, despite that and its unappealing box shape, this port has a lot to offer. At just 3 tiles. That's right, 3 tiles. It is the best port in terms of bank to shipwright. Not to mention that its teleport here is close to a bank, which rivals bank teleports like the Crafting Cape and the Achievement Diary Cape, arguably at a more relaxed unlock rate. Its tele also grants quick access to a charter ship. In addition to those amazing things, it has a unique furnace anvil combo nearby, a bank, and a ore store, and a pub. All of those things earn it a well-deserved S tier on the list. Yeah, 'tis so, unlocked at level 68 selling. A notice board, salvaging station, and deposit box. But someone forgot to tell the amenities that they should be on the dock. What are you doing up there? F tier. Nay, it 'tis not. Also unlocked at level 68 sailing. Same amenities as Yeah, 'tis so. But at least this one had the decency to put them on the dock. Is Yeah, 'tis so the better port? Nay, it is not. D tier. Cryptinus, unlocked at level 70 sailing. It's fully loaded minus a crew registrar. Its unique 2-dock design, placed on top of the glistening crystal waters with the crystal stairs and gate as the background, make it for a beautiful port. It's also the closest port to the current best XP in sailing in the Barracuda trial, the Gwyneth Glide. And if that wasn't enough, it also has this absolutely bopping snake charmer named Surma, which I guess is a reference to a sound designer for Jagex. All of this in somewhat decent closeness to a bank puts it at the A tier. Pescatoris unlocked at level 75 sailing. It only has a salvaging station and a ledger table. Nothing else. It's small and underwhelming for a level 75 requirement. The only saving grace is its proximity to a nearby pirate shipwreck salvaging spot. D tier. Lunar Isle unlocked at 76 sailing. Notice board, salvaging station, deposit box, and ledger table. As the highest port unlocked, this is definitely an underwhelming port. However, by being the closest port to merchant shipwreck salvaging, the highest salvaging possible, I suppose it does have some utility. I wish I could say more, but that's it for this port. An average C tier at best. Wow, we did it. We ranked all 31 ports unlocked through sailing. I'm not sure what I was expecting to find, but I think there was definitely less than I was hoping to see. Let me know if you disagree with my rankings and what you would change. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, and God bless.